Hello, everyone. This is Tasha, and you're having conversations with Miss Reed. Tonight, we're going to do a review of PValley Season 2, Episode 2, 7 Pounds of Pressure. So, the episode starts off where we see Big L walking through a line of ladies who's lined up preparing to audition to be some strippers or dancers at PValley. And he is hysterical, y'all. And he cute. I love me some Big L, sexy self. But anyways, he walking through and he checking out the ladies and stuff. And I can't disagree with him. I mean, them ladies is fine, okay? Standing up there, whether they bought that body or not, they looking good. So he walking through and he stops with the girl Roulette. Now the girl Roulette, right now I don't know her name offhand, her real name, but she has played on Snowfall as She played on Snowfall as Wanda, and she was a crackhead on there, and she was dating Leon. But I liked her on there too. Lord, that show is about to end, but it was so damn hilarious when she was trying to sell her tooth to get some crack. I said, God damn, I have never been a crackhead before, but I was like, Lord have mercy. It's some things that people do for real for that shit. But anywho, let's move on. So as he's walking through the crowd and stuff, he see her. Her name is Roulette on here. So he like telling her, he told her she need to go apply to be a sweeper. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, look at her body. Why would she be a sweeper? I mean, she's not a janitor. I didn't get that part. But anyways, I cracked up when he said that. She was like, what the fuck? Nigga, no. I ain't no damn ugly sweeper. I'm like... But it was hilarious. Then he continues to walk through. And as he's walking through and stuff, he see another lady, and she's another dancer, and her name is Whispers. So he he just looking at her like, okay, now she got like sort of light lilac color, light purple hair or something like that. Y'all, I'm watching as I'm recording and stuff. But then he stopped on Big Bone. And I didn't know who she was. I never knew who she was prior to this or whatever. But she apparently she's dating the guy that plays Diamond on here, and that's her baby daddy. But I mean, whatever. It's good, right? So okay, everybody's in line, and we get inside the paint where they auditioning and stuff, and child, they even got a big dude up there on that damn pole trying to dance with the Uncle Cliff is like, woo, yes. And so then you get to Big Bone, and she can't even get up the pole, child. She like me. I mean, I couldn't even think about getting on that damn pole. But she ain't no good on the pole. So then you get Whisper come on up on the stage, and Lord, she go around that pole like she a little snake. And I was like, okay. I mean, I said it on the first season, the acrobatics, the damn athleticism on these women, these girls. I mean, bravo, ladies, fucking oh. Y'all do the thing. So then you got Roulette, she's auditioning too, and you can see like in Mercedes' eyes, like she just looking like, oh my God, like we can literally make some good money off of these girls. But it's one part of the scene, y'all, when they audition it, and you got Whisper on the pole, and you have Roulette at the top of the pole, and then Whisper is going around slow, and then it just slows down where Roulette get her legs straightened out too, and they both going around in sync real slow. And I'm like, oh my God, they know. I just be like, Lord, if I was young, I can't even say that, because I'm sure people my age, women, I'm only 40, I'll be 49 this year, but women my age probably out here can ride that pole like it ain't nobody's business. My ass just can't get on there. Maybe in my young days, but no, I make the excuse like I'm a grandma now. I'm a grandma. I'm somebody's grandmother. So, okay. From there, we go on and, they skip on to the introduction and everything. And then you have Mercedes with the ladies and Uncle Cliff and Autumn. So they're all there. And I guess they got all the ladies lined up so they can decide on who's going to be dancers at the paint. So Mercedes walk up after Uncle Cliff introduce her and stuff, walk up to say who got picked, and they have to touch the pole. So Roulette started walking prior to her even saying who is who, and she calls Whisper name first. So Roulette got a little stank attitude after that time. And I want to see what was that all about. Hopefully they talk about that later. And so they pick Roulette next, and then Autumn come up on the stage real quick and snatch the mic and say Big Bone. And they like, why this bitch? Because she can't even dance. She can't get on the pole. You gotta be able to do more than shake your ass. These niggas be wanting to see tricks and stuff. And so Autumn is like, yeah, that's true, but we need her. And I think she just sees something in it. But I think she thinking about herself, because when she first started off, she sucked. I mean, I was like, God damn, Autumn was born as hell as a stripper. But anywho, so they pick her, and she decided to make her like a bottle girl and stuff. And I said that would be good, because she still, can walk through the crowd and stuff and get men hype and everything. So, I mean, she can be useful. And then after they move on out, here come Big L to let them know that what's his name is there. What's the light skinned dude name? He's the brother of the mixed. He's the mixed brother of the other two guys. Cordell. I think that's his name, Cordell. He comes in with Andre and still talking about, wanting to buy the paint and build a casino. So Uncle Cliff ain't trying to hear that right now, even though they need the money. But I'm like, you gotta think about it. A place is small. I'm thinking Chucalissa is a small place in Mississippi, so that strip club probably will generate so much money with people wanting to have that type of entertainment and come in. Where I live in Atlanta, and I mean strip clubs everywhere, and I've been to a few here, but Atlanta is huge, so you have your options and stuff. But anywho, we're going to keep on going, y'all. So, okay, next scene, we flip on over to Miss Mississippi. And as Diamond would say, and her redneck baby daddy. So, we flip on over to them. And Derek, that's his name. He has his phone on the counter because she's trying to serve up some lemonade for him as he's sitting on the porch talking to the sheriff. So, she is trying to pour up some lemonade, and his phone go off, and it's like a notification letting him know that he didn't get the job that I guess he had applied for or whatever. So and I'm like, probably so, because of your attitude sucks. But anywho, he's on the porch snitching like a Karen out there, trying to press charges against Diamond for the fight that happened on the last season. And ultimately the sheriff is like, okay, if I arrest him, I need to arrest your ass too, because he wasn't fighting by his motherfucking self. That's why I was like, oh God, please Lord, just let them fight again. This time beat the brakes off this motherfucker ass. So they all sitting out there, Mississippi come out there, and you could hear the baby crying on the inside, and she was gonna go get the baby, but Derek offers instead to go get the baby and stuff. And then leaving her and the sheriff out on the porch talking and stuff. And he was just asking questions, and she was just saying, how she doing. She an influencer now and everything. But he does mention Autumn. and he asking like, oh, the new owner, the new owner and stuff, like, what's her real name? And Miss Mississippi is like, she just changes everything and say, strippers, they don't give out their real name and stuff until they trust you. So he just leave it alone from there. And then from there, we move on over to Mercedes training the two girls, Roulette and Whisper. And clearly she got some issues with her shoulder. We already knew that from the first episode of this season. She's been having some issues because she's been the one that's been carrying the Pink the whole time through the pandemic. So the girls teasing her and shit, talking about some, they keep calling her old, and they offer to go to 7-Eleven and go get her some green alcohol, which is like witch hazel. I remember back in the days, my mom used to always be like, if you have any ailment, Lucille would say, put some alcohol on it. I mean, your ass can have an open wound. I mean, you could have just been bit by a shark and your ass is wide open. My mom would say, put some alcohol on. Put some alcohol on it. I'm like, Mom, I mean, I need to get my brother on here, because one time, and this was this was crazy, but one time my dad, and I can laugh about this shit now, but at the time you couldn't laugh. My dad was putting up like a big old mirror. Our basement was hooked up, it was like an extra bedroom and stuff. They had a bar down there, everything, living room, bedroom, everything. But anywho, my dad was putting up a mirror, and then the mirror, the mirror fell, and it fell on. I'm sorry. It fell on his foot. And my mom said, go get. She yelled at my brother to go get the alcohol. I'm like, what in the fuck was that supposed to do? That wasn't even supposed to do nothing for him. But I just was like, Lucille, I love the hell out of her mother. Lucille, alcohol don't fix everything, ma. Alcohol will not have fixed that. But I guess she just didn't know what else to say. Like, go get the alcohol. What the fuck? His toes was probably crumbled. And alcohol wouldn't have did shit for that. I'm sorry. Okay, let me move. Okay, I'm moving on. You know what, guys? I needed that laugh because my father has passed away. And my father's birthday is June 19th. And Father's Day is this Sunday. I swear to God, every year, it's just his birthday that make me cry. Like, I always have tears. Like, I'm boo-hooing like a baby. But that shit was funny to me. I just had to bring that up. But when I get Lucille here, we're going to do some episodes with her so that she going to have y'all cracking up. Because that woman a trip. Talk about being a senior and saying whatever the fuck you want to say. That will be my mother, okay? Okay, so anyways, back to the show. So we get from there, I don't even know where the hell I left off at, but anyway, we got Corbin and meeting with Autumn along with Andre and Uncle Clifford, and they're trying to buy the Pink. So Autumn, do what she do, because she good with numbers and everything. She letting them know, just like I said, the Pink is worth more. Right now, it's probably not worth a lot of money or bringing in a lot of money because, of course, they're going through the pandemic. But it is worth a lot of money because it's in a small town. And just imagine, like, from what they were saying on the season 1, people was coming from all over to see these girls dance. And so they could potentially make a lot of money. So you can't be just offering us like $100,000 for the damn Pink. No, motherfuckers, y'all gonna pay us for what we think we gonna get in the future. So you need to be paying us. So, y'all. Okay, I'm going to have to take a break for a second. Talking about my dad, it sort of made me a little misty and everything. But let me get myself together and we can continue talking about the show. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so, they were talking, and outside of that, she had let Uncle Clifford know that they having the reopening of the paint, and but they're doing it on Uncle Clifford's birthday. So I guess something must be an issue for his birthday. So he was not happy about that, and he, they had words, and he was fussing or whatever about it. And he was not happy. So we go on from there, because he storms out and everything, go home to his grandmother, which is the beautiful Loretta Devine. And, but from there, the screen flips to Mercedes' mom, Patrice Woodbine. So, she got her church and everything. And then she doing her, I guess it's like just a little infomercial for her church, and it's like, where the blessing resides, where the blessing resides, where the blessing resides, where the blessing resides. And I'm like, that woman made me want to beat her ass. And I still have my mother here, and I would not even imagine or think twice trying to fight my mother. My mother is an older woman, and I know I could do damage to her, but I would not dare put my hands on my mother. But Mercedes had to put her hands on her mother last season, and Lord, that woman made me upset, but it was funny. Seeing that, I said, look at her, she done turned into a rapper and shit. She done opened her thing and turned into a rapper. And so, Uncle Clifford is at home with his grandma, like upset and everything, and fussing about Autumn trying to do the reopening on his birthday and stuff. He had said something about not having dick in months and stuff because of the pandemic, and grandma like, shit, I ain't had dick in years. I be thinking too, like, shit, when I get old, I need to find me an old sugar daddy. I mean, I don't, I don't want him to be a sugar daddy right now, because I need to find me a man that I can grow old with. So, we can still try to act like we having sex and shit. Anyway, so grandma go to the door because somebody knock on the door, and she tell me, so, who that? I can smell some weed. But who is that? And Uncle Clifford tripped me out because he heard the door knock too. And so he coming down and he can see that it's Little Murder. But I'm like, he fanning for the grandma and like trying to get her attention and let him know that he ain't there. But I'm sitting here like, your grandma can't see. What the hell you thought you was doing, Clifford? So Clifford hiding behind the door as Little Murder talking to Miss Ernestine, and he can see Clifford on the mirror. That's, I guess, the hallway mirror by the door, and I guess Clifford ain't noticing this shit, but he can see him that he's behind there and stuff, and he's trying to pop. Oh my God, this just touched me so much. I love them together, and I just really wanted to, like, let's get back. But I do understand that, Little Murder is trying to come up, and I don't think he had bad intentions at all. He just was in a situation where he, at that time, in that moment, he could not acknowledge that he was dealing with Uncle Clifford. So, that was just sad. And so, okay, she did say, talk about you want something, you missing dick. Amazon just delivered some right here to your door. I died. When I say they got the perfect person to play his grandma, they got the perfect person. She is so funny. And I just love her. I love her and Octavia Spencer. I just love them. But anyway, we're going to keep on going. So, okay, he talking to the grandma. but really talking to Clifford because he knows Clifford behind the door, but he's talking to the grandma and he's trying to apologize for his behavior and, you know, making her feel a kind of way. And so, and I love how he just like knock on the door when he get ready to go. Oh God, that just made me feel so good because I really want them to be together. And so he walks off. So okay, from there we flip on over to Andre, who is still down there in Mississippi because he came down for the funeral for his godfather, which is Mayor Ruffin. And so as he pulls up in front of Mayor Ruffin's house, I guess that's where he's staying, and you can see that it's a water hose out there, but it's connected like 3 ways. So he following the hose and he see that it's connected to a couple of neighbors, and he finds out when he walk up on a guy, though he got a mask on, and the dude damn near shoot him because he pulled his gun out like, nigga, take that mask off and shit. But and that's what shows that a lot of people didn't think this shit was serious, but that shit was serious. I had got COVID, and y'all, when I say I would not wish that shit on anybody. Anyways, but he was talking to him and found out that Mayor Ruffin had been paying their water bill. Some people for months and some people for years. So, I mean, he was in a position to help. And even though, you know, he seemed to be an asshole towards a lot of other folks, he was trying to do good. And it makes me believe that Andre is going to wind up staying. When he left his wife to come there for the funeral, in my heart, I just felt like he ain't coming back, boo. He ain't coming back to Atlanta. You might as well go ahead and move back on upstairs because he ain't coming back. He's staying. But anyway, he goes back to the house and he goes through some financial paperwork and everything and see that the mayor had been paying a lot of people's water bill and stuff. So, and that shit can be terrible. I did not realize I own my house now, and now I have not had that issue. But when I was renting a townhouse, and at one time the freaking water bill was like $800. I'm like, what in the fuck? How did that happen? But it was because if your water just, which I didn't know this, like water was just running, like the toilets was just run. We had 3 toilets in the house, so they would just run, and that was like causing that. Thank God I did have a good landlord where she knocked some of the bill out. Like she helped me out, like she wrote a letter and said that, you know, it was some issues with the toilet, and we presented that to the water department and they knocked some of the bill off. But that shit was ridiculous. $800. I was like, who the fuck got that money? But okay, anyways, back to the show. So once he's there at the house and he put in a VHS tape. Lord, VHS, y'all. I got a box full of them. But anyways, he put one in and it's of him and Mayor Ruffin, and we don't know who is holding the camera, but I'm assuming that's Andre's father. And they were just talking. He asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, and he said he wanted to be a superhero. And then he was like, nah, for real, what do you want to be? And he said a president. So the person that was holding the camera was like, nigga, you ain't nobody gonna never let you be a president to nothing. And so Mayor Ruffin interjected and was like, no, you ain't gonna say that. He can be wherever he want to be. And so, you know, you could tell that made Andre emotional because he was sitting there, you know, thinking about that, like, you know what, I can be or whatever. And this man always had my back. Like, he really loved me the way, you know, a dad should love a son. A dad should love a son. I always felt like that was his damn daddy. But anyways, we don't know. We just gonna keep on rolling because ain't no telling, you know, so many damn secrets back in the damn day. So many secrets. You could have a family member that really was your damn parent, but then you grew up thinking that was your aunt or your uncle. Child, I tell you, the shit that goes behind the closed doors. Okay. So we go from there and then we get to Keyshawn, aka Miss Mississippi, and her crazy ass baby daddy. So they there, and he realized when she walked in with the baby and stuff, she could see that he pulled down the diaper genie, which is a miracle too. Cause I look, when I had my kids, I didn't have the kind of money to be getting those type of nice things and stuff. So we utilize grocery store bags to wrap diapers in and throw them out. But that diaper genie, child, you wouldn't even know if a baby lived in there. You put them things in there. So anyway, he was in a diaper genie, and he realized that, okay, why we got some diapers in here that had not even been used? So he figuring that was her excuse to get to the damn store that Diamond work at, the Dollar General or whatever store he works at. Because the dollar store. And the sheriff that was out there was telling him that that's where he works at. So he was putting two and two together, thinking that Keyshawn used that so she can go there. So she just said, I did go because I wanted to get out the house or whatever. Which I'm like, God, girl, you gotta lie to get out the house. But oh, child. Anyway, she was saying that, and then she turned around because he was getting hostile. He yelled and said, even the baby jumped and looked like, nigga, what the fuck? And so she was trying to take the pressure off of her and went on and said that she went there and he yelled at her. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? And so that makes him go run and call the cops, the sheriffs, and saying that Diamond is harassing her and stuff. So she tried to act like, it was bigger than what it really was. Because he didn't put his hands on her. He didn't say nothing. He just told her to get the fuck on. Going back to your redneck baby daddy. And that's what he said. And he meant what he said. And he wasn't playing no games. You pulled a gun out on this man when he was trying to defend you. Why did you think that he was going to be okay? I can't wait till we get into their history. I want to really know why Miss Mississippi is the way she is. Why did she choose to be with this man? Why is she not with her mother or her father or somebody in her family? Because my kids got to know, if anything ever pop off, they can always come back here. As long as I got breath in my body, they can come here. I don't give a damn what it is. I could have a husband and he don't even want no kids. Nigga, my kids coming. You can go on about your business. But anyway, so yeah, she up there and she done convinced the man that Diamond mistreated her when she was there. It got him all worked up and shit. So I'm like, I guess we're gonna be looking for another face off or whatever. So okay, we move on to little murder in the car with Wody, his manager. Not a car, child. They in a hearse. Let me correct that. They in the hearse. And little murder calls our boy DJ Never Scared on the phone and like, yo, we about to start this tour. You available? You need to come on back and stuff. And he like, no, I'm here in Atlanta and I'm working. I got a client and stuff. And then you see a female in the booth. And then while he was on the phone, you could just see the hand on his shoulder with some nails and stuff. So I had already saw that Meg Thee Stallion was going to be on the show. So I assume that's who that is that he's talking about, that he's working with. And I can't wait to see her on here because, I love me some Meg Thee Stallion and stuff. So I figured she gonna be on here. But I guess just as a rapper, I don't know if she's gonna, well, I guess she wouldn't work at the Pink. She is a rapper. So, okay. Lil Murder and them pull up and, Lil Murder like, where we going? And why we here? So they pull up out of jail. And Wody tell him, like, you need security. And so as we sit in the car, well, they get out the car and stuff, and then you can see Homeboy come out of jail and stuff. And I just feel, I got a funny feeling when him and Lil Murder hug. I had got this feeling, and it was an uneasy feeling. So the dude get out and stuff, and they all, everybody embraced, and they hugging him and stuff, and they, all happy to see him get out. So of course they all have history and everything. But when Lil Murda hugged him, and you see his face, like you can see that there's some frustration, or there's some, something there. So I just feel like po baby. But I had saw like on the previews going ahead that it was a picture of Lil Murda and the guy that got out of jail together, as it, they was in an intimate type of embrace. And I was like, oh, did this dude turn Lil Murda out, or it's gonna be a problem on top of the dude that pulled up on the first episode in the car with the guys and stuff? I'm feeling like it's gonna be some drama. Oh, it's gonna be some drama, y'all. Okay, so what y'all think? Y'all think it's gonna be some drama? I think it's gonna be some drama. They just better not kill off Lil Murda though. I don't want Lil Murda killed off. He can get hurt or whatever, but I don't want him to be killed off. I love Lil Murda. But anyway, we go and flip to Miss Mississippi. And, she got little things going on. She working and bringing in several types of revenue, just like a boss should. She doing lashes. On the last episode, we saw her doing her dances down in the basement and stuff. And she having private dances or whatever. And so the management there, Rome, he there trying to get her to come on, I guess, to be a part of that tour or whatever. And she breaking it down like, motherfucker, y'all gonna have to pay me. But I think she sort of did that to try to make Derek, because Derek's sitting his woofy looking self there, trying to make him feel like he's a part of the decision making, so that there's no conflict when it's time for her to go. Because that man worries me, and I don't know what it is that's gonna have to happen to him for her to get away, because he is obsessed. Last episode, he told her he watched everything. I'm like, my God, go get a job. He need to be a damn sweeper at the damn strip club. Go do something, anything. I don't give a damn. Be a sign dude. Do something. Just get the hell away from me. Shit. I don't know how she do it, so I really hope that they divulge or, take us back to her storyline, to where she really come from. Like, why is she the way she is? Why is she allowing whatever going on to go on? So, okay, we flip on over to Rome inside of the hearse, talking to Lil Murda and Wody and new dude that just got out of jail and stuff. And I'm gonna figure out his name in a minute, y'all. And he telling them like how it went down with Derek and Miss Mississippi, and how crazy that was. Like, she was talking reckless and stuff about money. Then he gets a text message from her saying, thanks, I'll do the rest. And then she come out to the porch and he see her and she just fold her arms. So I figure like that was like a little setup so that she can have an excuse to get out. Made him feel like he was a part of the decision. And so then it'll make it easier for her to go. Because she can be like, well, you was a part of that. You decided that it was okay for me to go. So, sometimes you got to do what you got to fucking do. So, okay. From there, we flip on over to the Pink, y'all. And we ain't got no DJ because DJ Never Scared, or whatever his name is in Atlanta working with his new artist. And, so he doing, Big L is playing his CDs, y'all. He playing music off of his computer, so it is what it is. Sometimes, some of the best parties go down with your CD player. Shit, I'm old school. I like old school music. I don't be liking a lot of this new stuff. But okay, so we got the girls all inside of the dressing room and stuff, getting ready. And you got Whisper. So I sort of feel like Whisper, she might be like a medium, or maybe a somebody that reads tarot cards, or maybe reads signs or whatever. You got her. with a diamond that's on a necklace or on a rope, and it's going around, and they they trying to figure out some stuff. And the one girl that already was working there because she had a baby, and she was like, shit, I ain't gotta do no paternity test, because shit, you just let me know that he ain't the baby dad. He ain't the daddy, so she ain't gotta do it. And the girls, now look, and then Autumn come in, and she tried to do a little dance, and she breaking her back. Almost made me feel like I was the other day, trying to lift stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm too old for this. But they put some bottles of green witch hazel on Mercedes' desk or in her area and stuff. It's so funny, because they keep calling her old, but she need to put something on that shoulder, because she is in pain clearly, but she just ain't, just being stubborn is all get out. So, okay. Then we move on over to Uncle Clifford, laying on the bed, feeling sorry for himself, because I guess it's his birthday. Then he all on IG, Instagram, for those that don't know. He on Instagram, and he looking at people pitching stuff. He see a advertisement for the Dirty Dozen tour with Lil Murder, and then of course Mississippi is gonna be on that tour. So he all laying on the bed feeling sorry for himself and stuff, and then you hear grandmother yell for Uncle Clifford to go take out the garbage and stuff. And she like, I already took the garbage out. I mean, God. And she was like, wait, shit, you need to go and take out the damn recycling. And I was sitting there cracking up, because I'm like, that's what I be saying to my damn kids. Like, shit, girl, you can't just take the garbage out. The damn recycling gotta go out too. So as Uncle Clifford going out with his big old ass, I'm like, Uncle Clifford every bit of 7 feet. So he went outside to go take the garbage and stuff, the recycling out, and Grandma inside, I don't know what she doing. I guess listening to TV, because she can't watch it. Listening to TV, laughing, but she was a part of this plan. So she said, then you can see some people run up behind him and stuff in front of him with the mask from oh God, what movie? Scream, the Scream mask on. And I said, shit, I would have been ready to fight and everything then too. So they put some duct tape on Clifford's mouth and a mask over, over his face and stuff. He hollering, grandmother! And she just laughing at the TV and everything. But I think she already knew what was going on, so she wasn't trying to get involved. She wanted this to happen. So they snatch Uncle Clifford up, throw him in the back of the car and stuff. And I said, how did y'all get Uncle Clifford? Well, I mean, it was a couple of them or whatever. So I guess it is doable to get all of them in there. So they get Uncle Clifford in the back of the car. So the girl we flip back to the paint. Girl come flying out. Where Uncle Clifford at? Big Bone got her ass all on the damn bar, twerking and shit. And so she going to Autumn, trying to let her know, like, you need to handle this stuff. So Autumn go over there, because hey, now, Autumn Big Bone making some money, that ain't no problem. And so now we got the girl in there arguing with her baby daddy, because he want a paternity test, and she's saying, shit, that's your baby or whatever. And then Autumn go run into another room, Big L in there supposed to be cooking, I guess, cooking them weed wings, and he's setting the damn place on fire. I tell you, Autumn, I don't think you're good as a manager. I'm glad she should just be like a silent partner. I'm glad she was able to come up with the money and save the paint. But I feel like, honey, you need to just be on the back side of things. Let Uncle Clifford be the boss, because people really listen to Uncle Clifford. And so then we flip to Uncle Clifford getting to a venue where they had snatched him up at, and it's for his birthday and stuff. It's his birthday party and stuff, and his friends got them all together. And they got everything together because grandmother had already got a dress and said that he wasn't able to go to his prom. So they got him a dress and got him an outfit and stuff. Oh, I just love it because Uncle Cliff is so emotional about it. So it's a skating rink. I don't even know how to skate, y'all. I remember when I was younger. Y'all probably like, bitch, get to the show. But anyways, I was younger and I went to a private school. So back home, shout out to St. Anthony's. We went on a trip where they took us to a skating rink, a local skating rink. And it was an ice skating rink. So I was out there scared to death. And child, they pushed me. I went flying. I couldn't stop nothing. I just went flying to the other side of the damn rink and hit the damn wall and everything. And I was done at that point. I was like, that's it. Take these motherfucking things off me. Call my mama. I'm ready to go. But they had a skating rink, so I can't skate, y'all. But I love to see how they be doing all kinds of different moves and dance routines and stuff. So Uncle Clifford's sitting in his chair looking like the queen bee he is. And it's a dude walking through, because at first sight, I was like, oh, shit, we got a little murder in the building. And he looking at him and stuff, and he do look like Little Murder. And he just, did a little gun sign to him, like he just shot at him or whatever, and he just keep on walking. Or maybe his Uncle Cliff is just imagining that's him, and he just keep on walking. But you could tell that it bothered Uncle Cliff. If it really was him, he didn't even come by and say hey or anything to me. So I just was like, God, I feel bad for her. So like I said, y'all, I had to take a break and drink some of my water. So as I was saying, okay, we at the paint, and Mercedes, Whisper, and Roulette, working all together, I guess practicing a routine that they was getting ready to do. And, prior to this, Big L was in there installing a new pole. So the ladies were in there, and so Whisper was like, go and, ask a question. And so Mercedes was sort of nervous and scared to do so. So then Roulette said, fuck it, I'll do it. She went in there and said, am I going to make bank tonight? And the pole started moving a little bit by itself. And they all was looking, and Whisper, she smiled and she was like, oh, it said yes. And so, that made Roulette happy. And she tell Mercedes to ask the question. And Mercedes was like, just standing there. And so Whisper is like, yeah, she could feel something, because like I said, she's like a medium or something like that, and she can read signs or something. But yeah, she just it's too many people gonna be knowing what happened in that damn room, in the Paradise Room, y'all. We already know that's where Montavia just got killed, and we find out towards the end of the episode that it was Mercedes that did shoot him and stuff, and killed him. That needed to be done. But I keep saying, we wasn't introduced to no damn to his gang or his affiliation that he's a part of for no reason. Somebody's gonna come looking for that motherfucker, and we gonna have some problems this season, y'all. It's gonna be some beef. It's gonna be some shit going down. I can't wait. I love this show. I love PValley. So, okay, we flip from there, and then we get on over to Uncle Clifford party. Uncle Clifford, that's a pretty cake they had, y'all, but it was a little something where he did wind up telling, but I'm thinking like these is friends of his, like maybe these are real true friends or whatever. So he tells them or show them a picture of Little Murder. That's who she digging. So I'm hoping that don't backfire, and hurt Little Murder or Uncle Clifford later. So okay, Uncle Clifford, after their friends, check her and shit, she go in there to get some skates, and the dude from earlier that did look like Little Murder is in there, and then Uncle Cliff take his mask down, and she see that it's not really Lil Murder, it's some other dude, and child homeboy go damn. That song we getting some head. That song come on and he go down to Uncle Clifford. Whew, and they just flip on back over to the paint where we got Mercedes and the ladies coming out and getting ready to do they little thing. And what is this? Oh, we got Roulette dancing on somebody. We got the ladies. We got Mercedes up on the pole. We got over on the other side, got Whisper dancing with somebody and everything. Now, don't y'all forget now, Mercedes' arm is fucked up. Her shoulder is really, really fucked up. So the ladies all get on the stage together and dance and stuff. I really don't know who the actress is that played Whisper, but I don't think I've ever seen her on anything before either. She don't look familiar at all. So the girls putting on a show, y'all. They putting on a show. And I'm like, yes, get it. They getting on that pole. They swinging. You got Roulette and Whisper doing their little routine, and they dancing on each other and stuff. And I don't know what prompted, and the girls' boots is lighting up. They got fire coming out of boots and everything. So I don't know. Mercedes is on the pole by herself, and they got let me tell y'all, I found out, and it broke my heart when I found this out. I had read where Mercedes, the lady that plays Mercedes on here, she has a stunt double, so she really not doing all these. And I was like, what? Girl, you was giving people hope. But anywho, whoever it is, she still got a body, and they on that pole. So it sort of felt like Mercedes was feeling some kind of way that the ladies was doing better than her, or maybe getting more attention than she was. So she felt like she had to get up on the pole by herself, and she did. She was climbing up. And keep remembering, y'all, that shoulder ain't no good no more. And child, Mercedes fell down like it was Ghost on Power when Tariq shot his ass. That's a spoiler for anybody that ain't never watched the show and want to watch it. Sorry. But anyway, she went falling down in slow motion. I said, oh no, Mercedes. It took like about 10 hours for Mercedes to get to the ground, but she fell to the ground, y'all. Ugh. Okay, y'all. So, sorry. I had to go make me something to eat. Okay, anyways, and I'm gonna do much better the more I do these. This is my first time reviewing this show, so I'm gonna do better. So I apologize if I'm getting on y'all nerves, but please bear with me. So, okay, we get to, where Mercedes done fell, and then we flip the screen. We got Uncle Clifford and, Autumn, they over with Diamond. And this right here made me feel some kind of way, because I do believe in this stuff, and but I always believe in it as good and stuff. Sorry for my phone beeping. I don't have it on silent. But he's trying to work out whatever that's going on in Mercedes, and every time he like snap his finger, her body moves. So you already could tell that he was really into that, because when he gave Mississippi that necklace, like he really believed into that stuff. And it's a lot of people that do believe, and they practice and stuff. He got crystals all over. My kids, they have crystals and all that stuff too. They don't practice this stuff, but we have it in for good, like healthy things, and for good good vibes in the house and stuff. We have them all over and everything. So he's doing that, and I mean, he grabbed a crystal, he snapped his finger, and then he like put his hands like you palming something, and then he walked over to a weigh machine, and he put it there, and the weigh machine literally like moves, and oh God, you could tell whatever it is something that Mercedes has been carrying for so long. And so he takes it, and he said, it's 7 pounds of pressure. So that's how we find out that Mercedes is the one that pulled the the trigger, and she just started crying and stuff. And then she get mad at Autumn and saying it's your fault for bringing that motherfucker in here. And he, she was saying like, you left me. And I was wondering, like, what was she thinking the whole time while she was in that room? Because it did take, for a minute we was feeling like Autumn was going to leave Mercedes in there. But she said, I came back. But she also noticed that Diamond got the ring that Montavious have or whatever. And she, fussing about why you got that ring. And he said, this is to protect all of us. This is to protect me and protect y'all. Because apparently Clifford and Diamond is the ones that buried the motherfucker. So I'm sure it's some stuff that's going to come back, y'all. It's some stuff that's going to happen. We can't kill off none of our main characters. All these side people, y'all can kill off. Please. And then the scale. He opens the window and the scale creaks a little bit, like as if it's like lifting, and something just goes on out the window. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that believe in this stuff. There's a lot of people that practice this stuff. But, woo, it brought me a little chills. It brought me some chills when I saw it, y'all. It brought me chills. So, they just talking and everything, and everybody, Mercedes not feeling Autumn being in the house. She want her to get out, and she like, no, I ain't got nowhere to go. But I'm like, the way I think Autumn making bank, but I feel like Autumn don't want to be alone, so that's why she don't want to leave Mercedes. She want to be with her though. And I think it's because it's things that happened to her. And I'm sure, we got a glimpse of what happened to her on season 1. We did get some glimpse of what happened to her in her life. Because, on flashbacks, we saw her fighting Montavious and trying to defend herself and stuff. But I do want to look further into it, like how it happened with her daughter. Like, it was so much. It was so much. So, okay, from there, once we finish at Diamond's house, they flip on back over to Miss Mississippi and her baby daddy, child, his sorry looking self. And they just talking and everything. And, she be trying to, I guess she know how to, I wouldn't say like, maybe she do know how to calm him down, because I can't say calm him down because she do be getting beat up, because prior to like towards the end of this, before we got to the end, she had a black eye. And then, on season 1, she was always getting beat, like she was always coming to work with like some kind of bruise, or her face or something was scraped up. Her eye was always black. So maybe she knows how to calm him down before he gets to that point. But when he gets to that point, you can't calm him down. I just want to know, baby, why are you still there? Why are you still there? Because eventually they beat you till they can't beat you that much anymore and start beating kids. And I'm like, before you even think about putting your hands on my child, I need to go. So I really hope, I can't wait. I really hope. And just like anything, and I know a lot of men probably, if they are listening, a lot of men probably thinking like, no, that's not true. She mesmerizing his ass with the coochie. Because the power, R. Kelly said it, and I'm sorry, I know nobody fucking with him, but R. Kelly said the power of the PUSSY is a dangerous thing. And that's what she's doing. She having sex with him right now to get him, I guess, under her trance, or get him ready for her to go. So it won't be no problems when it's time for her to go. So, okay, we flip on over to Autumn, and it looked like Autumn is at the paint, because we got like magazine clippings and stuff all over the wall and everything, and she's looking at some I want to say, well, no, because that's not what she started dancing when she first got there. Some little jean shorts or whatever. And then we have Andre that comes in and they sit down and talk. So before Andre come in, Autumn is on the pole where she walked through the club of Pink, and she grabbed a bottle and she start acting like she getting on the pole and dancing, probably just thinking and reminiscing of when she was out there and stuff, now that she's the owner and stuff. And Andre do come in and they talk about selling and, owning the Pink and whatever, but please do not sell the Pink to these people without conversing with Uncle Clifford first. I just really hope and pray that whatever move she make, because she said she tell a woman that she first met, told her, don't hang your clothes up in the closet, keep them in your bag, because that means, you ain't guaranteed to stay here. So, and then she figured, he lets her know that he's staying in Mississippi because he is the executor of Mayor Ruffin's estate. So he's going to be there for a minute. So, and then they're going to do the funeral arrangements and stuff. And so then they hug and everything. Do y'all think that Autumn is going to betray everybody? Please don't let that girl betray everybody. I'm like, you help us get out of here, but what are you going to do? Like, what do you think everybody else is going to do? So from there, we get on over to Miss Mississippi, and she just looking out the window or whatever, and she thinking, and she got her baby, and she hug and kiss her baby and put the baby back in the baby bed. And then she walk on over to the walk and get in the hearse so she could start this Dirty Dozen tour. I can't wait to see it, y'all, because we about to be home. And she got her mask on with everybody, and she leaving her people while Derek laying in the bed. She done fucked them to sleep, y'all. That's how you do it. And that's how it ended. So, the more I do this, the better I'm sure I will get. So, I hope you guys listen to the end and, send me some shout outs. Let me know, like the episode, whatever. It's going to be on YouTube as well. So, that was the Pink Season 2, Episode 2, 7 Pounds of Pressure. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Hello, everyone. This is Tasha, and you're having conversations with Miss Reed. We have some new music playing. We trying out, and it was courtesy of Jay Wilder. He makes beats, y'all, and we're gonna keep trying them out here on the podcast. So, if you like what you hear and you want his information, send me a inbox message at conversationswithmissreed at gmail.com, and we will get you in touch with him. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about PValley Season 2, Episode 7, I believe, called Jackson. So we start off with grandmother Ernestine, and she at the paint. And so it's like we're going through the many years of her performing there and stuff. And then you hear Aretha Franklin's, "Till you come back to me, that's what I'm gonna do." And she killing it. I said, go ahead, Loretta Devine. I love that woman. So she just is singing and everything, got on different wigs and her outfit. And you can see people throughout the years, because I think we start off maybe it was like in the 60s. Then you get on into the 70s where they had the whole jumpsuits and bell bottoms. And you could see the Soul Train line going down. And the big old platform shoes. And then we go into like more modern time. And then you could see where she has like a Jerry curl, I want to say, a little small Afro Jerry curl. And then I'm thinking that must have been like up in the 80s or the 90s. Yeah, because everybody's dressed like back in the days, Electric Boogaloo. That old movie and stuff. I used to love watching that stuff. But then you see everybody with Jerry curls on, child. So, okay, and then you can see during this time, once we get to this part of the years, a little boy running through the paint and a lady grabbing him stuff, and then you realize that's Uncle Clifford and his mom, which is grandmother Ernestine's daughter, and we already know Uncle Clifford is her grandson. And then once we see them and stuff, and then we flash to current time, and she's just standing there, and she's back sweaty and stuff like she has been because she has COVID, and she's at the paint and nobody's there, but she just see her daughter, and her daughter is standing there with white on, and she have a glass of something. She got a glass of something, and she's telling her, "Come on, Mom, you know it's time," and everything. And she tell her, "No, not yet." And she said, "No, baby, not now." So I just was like, "Oh, please, don't y'all dare kill off Ernestine." Then from there we go on to and the intro comes on. Then we move on over to the paint where we see Uncle Clifford just standing there. Well, he's on stage, and you could tell something is on his mind. He just walking around the pole and stuff thinking. And then Autumn walks in, and I guess apparently they must have been supposed to be meeting up, and she told him, "I thought you said out front." And then Uncle Clifford was like, just standing there, and she gonna say, "I thought you ghosted me." And then Uncle Clifford said, "Child, I'm the last ghost you need to be worried about up in here, in this here building." I was like, I know that's right. Shit, let her know. Y'all know Autumn is not my favorite at all, but whatever. So Uncle Clifford is thinking about the good old days and stuff, and just telling Autumn that she didn't really have to that she's not just buying a regular building, that she buying history. And so she was telling her, like, his granddaddy got shot in there playing craps, child. I said, Lord have mercy. It remind me of dead presidents, how they was carrying on in there. I said, boy, card games is serious, especially amongst black folks. And then her great granddaddy was in there drinking corn liquor after working in the cow fields until midnight and stuff. So I just was like, yeah, this is too much. That's the reason why, like she said, I can buy another like little hole in the wall, but this place has history. It means so much. I mean, obviously he grew up hanging in there, and then his mom, was in there and stuff too. And then here come Autumn. History is important, yes, but so is the future. I was like, oh, God. I can't. And then they just sitting there talking, going back and forth on why they should sell the paint and why they shouldn't. And so she, and then she gonna have the nerve to stay, because Uncle Clifford was like, I don't want to sell this. This is my place where my family, like, actually, this is where I was raised pretty much. And Autumn gonna say, well, I mean, when is gonna be better or whatever. And she gonna say, look at your grandmother. And Lord, why she said that, and Cliff tried to jump off the stage, but she always running. She say some shit and then go running. She made me sick. Uncle Clifford said, don't keep my grandmother name out your mouth. And I said, exactly. I'm going to talk about some 6 feet. I'm like, yeah, 6 feet after I punch you in the mouth. But it is what it is. And she's saying, like, Promised Land offered her $5 million. And Uncle Cliff was like, and she said, but I ain't going to take it. And Uncle Cliff was like, bitch, what? And then she was like, that's good. But she's like, no, really, bitch, why not? And she trying to explain, I'm trying to get this and sell it for what it's really worth. And she said, I'll ask for $10 million. Because, in Autumn's eyes, even though she gave up the money to save it and stuff, it's money that she was trying to get from Montavious or whatever, moving all this money, trying to get this money that she, her daughter wound up dying for, because apparently she must have been trying to escape Montavious and then turned around and, they got in the water because the baby couldn't swim. And that's how the baby drowned in the water or whatever. But she was trying to get the money to escape him and start a new life with her and her child. And then Uncle Clifford walks off, and then we get on over to Mercedes. She on the phone with Shell, because, what's that daughter's name? Terica is there and stuff. And then, she telling Shell, like, oh, Terica want to come, and, Terica want to stay a couple more nights and stuff. And Shell, like, she already been there 2 nights already. And Mercedes was like, 3. Like, damn, bitch, that's how drunk your ass be. You don't even know how many nights your child been gone. And then she's like, well, why don't you just let me take off your hands until you get yourself together and stuff. And Shell, being the smart mouth like she always is. And she just gonna say, don't be having her in no more floss or whatever. And then she was like, don't be having her riding around when you drunk off a bottle of Moscato and she driving you around and stuff. And then Shell hung up on her. So then Mercedes went on in the room talking to Terica. We could see Terica in there looking at herself in the mirror, with her stomach sticking out, because clearly she's showing already. So they just talking, and Mercedes said, what you gonna do? And she was like, well, I was thinking about either painting my room or let's go get our toes and nails done. And I'm sitting here like, girl, that is not what she's talking about. You better go sit down somewhere and get your shit together. Because, you have to know at some point or decide on what you want to do, if you're going to keep the baby or not. Because that's Mercedes' whole thing. If you are going to keep the baby, you need to make this decision so that we can go ahead and start getting you prenatal care like you're supposed to. When you're young, you ain't thinking about these things. But this is stuff, if you're going to wind up keeping this baby, you need to take the steps to make sure that the baby is born healthy and that you're getting the right nutrients and stuff for the baby as well and for yourself. But child, these little youngins. And then we get on over to Little Murder. He laying on a sofa, rolling up a blunt. And he just thinking about, while he's sitting on the couch, thinking about when, he came to the house and, after Big T had shot himself and killed himself in front of him and stuff. So I think the flash we see is like Uncle Clifford in front of maybe a barrel of fire. So I'm assuming that they burnt the outfit that he had on with all the blood and stuff. And he started crying, which I feel so bad for him, because he just thinking about Big Teak and stuff. And you see him when he was laughing and after he had got in the car and all that stuff. And then you can hear Grandma Ernestine in there coughing and stuff, and she really going through it. That's how I felt when we had COVID. I just was like, my God, please just, let me wake up, Lord Jesus, in the morning. That's all I kept saying. And then he was saying, and she's delusional, because she's saying like, Isaac, hey. And he's like, no, it's LaMarcus. And she's like, who? And he's like, Little Murder. And that's when she was like, oh, okay, I like that name better. I love that she loves Little Murder and stuff. And then they just talking and stuff about how she needs to eat. And she like, nah, I'm tired of chicken that Cliff keep bringing in here and shit. Probably some bland, no seasoned up chicken, because she is a diabetic and stuff, so she got to be really careful with the things she eat. But Little Murder done hooked her up, got her some smothered pork chops, some collard greens, child. I looked at that plan, was like, God dang, that do sound good. Shit. I don't know how to do smothered pork chops though. I wish I did know how to do the whole mixing up the cornbread, not the cornbread, but the flour and with the grease and stuff, making the gravy. But oh well, I'm fine without it. Whenever my mom come to visit, I'll have her make me some, along with her collard greens, because ain't nothing like my mama collard greens. But anyways, okay, let's get on back to the show, y'all. So they still sitting there talking, and Grandma Ernestine, it just remind me of like the old folks back down in Alabama. That's where my mom and stuff from, and like hearing how they be knowing certain stuff. And she kept saying like, I smell blood, and she was saying I smell death, and then she was like, I smelled it on you. I smell a lot of it on you. So the night that you came here and everything. And so I was like, yeah. I mean, she not good with seeing and everything, but she like, shit, she knew something was wrong that night. So, okay, then from there, we flip on over to Keyshawn and her little family at the grocery store and stuff. And, what's his name? Derek telling her, oh, let's go, let's get some moon pies or whatever. And she's like, yeah, okay, they got the kids. And at first she was like, no. Then she was like, not paying no attention so she could see Autumn standing in the background. And so he's like, I'm trying. And she wasn't paying him no attention. But then she was like, okay, I need to get some makeup that I forgot to get. And so she can go meet up with Autumn and stuff. And then he was like, oh, okay. But I was like, shit, when he called her name, I thought that motherfucker was on the loudspeaker. He scared the hell out of me. I told him, Keyshawn. And I'm like, damn. But prior to him calling her name and stuff, Autumn pulled down her mask off her face. And she was like, I guess you decided not to use the gun I gave you. And then she tried to tell her, I tried, but I can't, because of my kids and stuff. And Autumn explained to her, like, there's other ways. And I mean, she got a black eye on top of her forehead. I said, well, damn, what they did? Popped her upside. That's not funny. But popped her ass upside her head with his knuckles or something. Made a little bruise up top of her head, too. I said, my goodness. These people is crazy. And so then we, gone flip back over to Uncle Cliff. And Uncle Cliff done got there and, looking for his grandma and Little Murder. He started panicking and stuff. And he thought that somebody was a Chuckalisa strangler or something like that. I was like, what the hell? Uncle Cliff is just be making up some crazy shit. So anyways, he ran in Grandma Ernestine's room, and Little Murder sitting there. He had sat with her the whole time, and then Uncle Cliff like, did you check her this, that, and the other? And he like, yeah, I did all that stuff. Like, what the fuck? I've been here all day. What do you think I'm supposed to do? And then he's like, you want to eat? And she was like, oh, okay. And talking about, I see you ain't cook, or she ain't eat my chicken and dressing and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, ain't nobody finna eat that. And so he was fixing her plate and stuff with the pork chops and everything. I was like, shoot, it looked like some candy yams. And oh God, don't get me started, because I'm on this damn keto diet. Can't have no sweets, no nothing. My God. And that shit looks so good. But I'm gonna just keep on rolling. Keep rolling. I ain't even gonna think about it. I ain't gonna think about it, y'all. And they sitting there talking and everything, and Uncle Clifford asked Little Murder if he's okay. And he said he's straight. And he was like, well, I heard you on the couch last night crying in your sleep and stuff. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we flip on over to Mercedes and Terica in the car. Shouting, you can hear Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion WAP, that wet ass pussy. And Terica all over there in the car just dancing, make that pull out game weak. And Mercedes like, she turned the music on like, you don't even need to be doing all that shit. That's why in your situation, she was like, well, how you think I got in this situation? I want to say, look, smart mouth heifer. But I tell you, these kids. So while they in the car and she doing the most in the car dancing and stuff, she realizes that they're not going to the spot that Mercedes was saying that they were going to go to. And so she asking her, where we going? And Mercedes let her know they're going to Jackson. So apparently in Chucalissa, Lisa, whatever it's called, they can't have abortion in that city. So they had to drive an hour away to go to another part of Mississippi to get it done. And which is crazy, because that is what we're probably going to be facing these days now with Roe v. Wade being overturned. So, but it was funny when they was sitting there arguing and stuff. So they, Jerica tell her to pull over everything or whatever. She want to throw up and stuff. So they started talking. But this part was so funny. I had to write this part down because I was like, this is crazy. So she fussing at Mercedes because she was like, you ambushed me. You trying to set me up and have me go there for an abortion, because that's the only reason why people will drive there an hour away. And then she was like, it's because she was like, we need to go for a consultation. I mean, she need to know her options and stuff. So it's like, come on, you go and have the conversation. And so they was sitting up there arguing, and Terica gonna say, Jaleesa said that Taylor said that her mama said that getting an abortion gives you cancer. And the Mercedes said, well, Jaleesa, Taylor, and her bald-headed hoe mama and got 2 brain cells between the 3 of them. I died because I was like, call the woman a hoe. And then we flipped from there after them 2 argue for a bit, and they get in the car to go back to start driving. We flip on over to a little murder, and he was making up the couch, but he get a call from Wody. He see here I missed a whole bunch of messages and stuff. So he get a call from Wody saying that he's calling him now, and they were just talking and stuff about Teak, and he's asking him if he's gonna fire him or whatever, and he said, well, shit, he fired himself and everything. So, which we know that Big Teak last episode shot and killed himself and everything, which was sad. And they going through Uncle Clifford, I guess, old outfits or whatever. They see a purse. He said, what's this, Gucci 23 BC? And I'm like, exactly. That shit was, that's an old purse. And I was like, trying to play Uncle Murder. Damn, Uncle Clifford. But now they were just talking and everything. And so they moved on over. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting text messages. I'm trying to read those 2 at the same time. My bad. And they just talking and stuff. And he realized, he looked at the mirror because he was sending her all these postcards when they were on tour and stuff. And then he grabbed one off and asked, like, oh, you kept them? And she was like, yeah. And then he said that, asked her which one was her favorite. And she said the one that said, you look beautiful in red. And I said, exactly, because that's the one that Keyshawn helped him write, because it's like you have to say, like with any woman, you have to say something sweet about us. And he just was like sending stupid ones. Yo, what's up, nigga? Why you mad? Stupid stuff that dudes don't know how to communicate. Well, we'll say some guys, because maybe, there's some guys that are romantic. Then they realize grandmother done got her butt up and done ran out the front of the house and everything. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I should have muted my phone. And they could hear a car door slam and a engine, the car driving off. And I said, oh, Lord. Grandma done took the car. I said, now what? Where the heck is she going? Because she can't even see. So then we flip over to, what's her name? Terica and Mercedes, and they stopping at a diner so that Terica can use the bathroom. And she's like, "Ooh, I had to pee." And then Mercedes yelled, like, "Make sure you squat." And she can see through the mirror, you know, a girl sitting with one of her parent or whatever, and they talk, and then she started thinking back about herself. And then she telling her, let's pay. It's her and her mom, Patrice. And she's saying, like, let's pay so we can go. And then Patrice going to say, I'm a little short. Then maybe you can go back there's a table full of guys or whatever, and tell Mercedes to go back there and do her thing. And she said, nah, Ma, I'm good. And then she like, what is that? She opened her wallet and she's like, what is that? And she like, money. And then she snatched out a condom and told me, start yelling at her and was like, you know, yelling like, you got a boyfriend and all this stuff. She's like, yeah, Cortez. And she started slapping and beating the hell out of Mercedes in there. But I'm like, you was just propositioning me to go down here and telling me to get down here and do my thing for these men so we can get our food for free or whatever. But you upset that I was trying to be responsible with a condom in my wallet. I'm like, make that part make sense to me, because I ain't get that shit. And then we see, well, what's her name? Terica get back in the car and slam the door, and that knocks Mercedes back into real time. And then they in the car talking, and Terica got some messages and stuff that I guess from the baby daddy, and she was just saying like how he's an artist and stuff. And then Mercedes was saying, you know, fussing at her like she always do. And then she was saying that he's an artist. And showed her a picture of a drawing. I guess it must have been of her that he drew of her. And she was like, I mean, that's really good. Have you told him that you're pregnant and stuff? And she was telling her that he wants her to keep the baby and want them to start their own family. And then Mercedes asked me, what you thinking about all of that? And she said, it sounds nice. And she's like, of course it does sound nice. And she was like, but living and taking care of kids is hard. And she was like, I'm going to get a job. And she was like, what kind of job you going to get at 14? And she was like, I get a part-time job like at Chris's or whatever. And then she was like, what you going to do? Like the diapers and stuff cost a lot more money than that. And then she was like, I mean, he loves me. I love him, whatever. And then she was like telling her what you know about love. Like, what do you know? How you know what love is? And they just start talking. I'm sorry. I had to watch this part over again. So they in the car talking and shit. And they talking crap to each other back and forth, and you know, they got to talking and stuff, and you know, Terica gonna be slick out her mouth and say what she said. Said that Mercedes must have been jealous of her because Mercedes was letting her know that Cortez, which is Terica's daddy, was selling dreams too, until she told him that she was pregnant, and then that's when he was like, they wasn't no couple or whatever. And then Terica gonna say that Mercedes was jealous of her. And Mercedes punched her right in her face. Well, she slapped her in the face, but it looked like a little punch to me. I said, we ain't got no problem with smacking the taste out of our kid's mouth. And she gonna say, and when I have a daughter, I will not slap my daughter in the face. And Mercedes said, I said the same thing too. And I was like, exactly. You'll never know what would bring you to that point. So then they pull up to abortion place. I'm just assume it's Planned Parenthood or whatever. And, you know, people all outside protesting and stuff about abortions and everything like that. And then Mercedes go to try to hold her hand, and she snatched her hand away from her. So I guess she's still upset about, you know, what happened in the car. And then she turned around, and amongst all the people that's protesting out there, she see her mother and Patrice Woodbine just standing there looking at her and stuff. So I don't know, is it because maybe she wasn't there for her when she wanted to get an abortion? Maybe she did with Terica, but I don't know. And so they in there talking and stuff, and the lady tell her how far she is, how far along she is pregnant. She 14 weeks and 4 days, and she said she was right on the cusp. And that's when she go to grab Mercedes' hand and ask, "That's my baby?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Damn, that baby look big and everything in there." I was like, "Good Lord." So like she said, there are y'all can, there are options and everything. And Terica asked her about getting cancer, and she was like, "Who told you that?" No. But like she tried to explain to her, there are things that can happen during abortion that can actually happen if you if you had full labor and you gave birth. I mean, it'd probably be worse off for some women when they do have babies. We know, especially black women, they are not advocated for there unless you advocate for yourself. You have to know. We all know about the story with that judge whose daughter-in-law was complaining. I think she was having some internal bleeding and stuff like that, and they weren't listening to her and they wouldn't believe her, and she wound up dying from that. So that's why I say you gotta learn your body, ladies. You gotta know your body, listen to it, be in tune. So if you know something ain't right, you know something ain't right, and you need to speak up for yourself. And I don't give a damn what they try to tell you. I was in labor with Layla. I was my cervix was short, so they had me on bed rest at the hospital, and the nurse kept telling me that I wasn't in labor, and I'm telling her, I know what labor feels like. I had a baby before, and she's like, "No, you ain't in labor, no, 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 no." And come to find out, she was dependent on looking at what was on the machine, and the belts that they put on the monitors where they can listen to the baby heartbeat and monitor the baby had moved. So when she moved it back in place, she was like, "Oh my God, you are in labor." I'm like, "Bitch, I was telling you that because I know that I was in labor." And come to find out, the baby was in distress at the time. Layla wound up coming early, and she was born at 2 pounds. But because I caught a fever in there, they wind up getting me sick inside the hospital. So I was in premature labor, and they wind up having to take the baby early. I had to have an emergency C-section. But because I kept telling her and talking to her and telling her, like, this is not right. This is my body, and I know something is going on. And then at that time, but everything wound up being fine. I'm here, obviously. But yeah. So, okay, we still with Uncle Clifford and Little Murder. They wind up finding grandmother. She was walking out into the water right before they got to her and stuff, and they was able to get to her quick. And she was saying, like, how she want to see, how she want to get in the water. She got to get in the water. So Little Murder run over there with something that she had, and I'm thinking like she was discarding some clothes or whatever. So he ran and put water on it, like put it in water, and then like sprinkle it or drained it out on her. And he was saying, "Clifford, we gotta get to the hospital because her fingertips was turning blue." So I was like, "Oh my God, y'all better not even think about getting rid of grandmother." And so then we flip over to Mercedes and Terica, and they sitting at the pool watching some people and stuff, some kids jumping in the water, some kids, and she like, "You see, this will be your life." And some man gonna walk by looking at them. I assumed he was looking at Mercedes, and Mercedes fussed at him, telling him, "Don't be looking over here, R. Kelly." And I'm like, damn, I thought he was really looking at Mercedes, but I guess not. I mean, we really couldn't see who he was looking at. And then, Terica was teasing her, calling her grandma or whatever. And then she assumed that she was talking about Patrice. She was like, "I told you don't be calling her grandmother." And she was like, "I ain't talking about her, I'm talking about you." And Mercedes saying like, she being 30 and being somebody grandma and stuff. And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's how it be sometimes." Then we flip on back over to Little Murder and Ernestine and Uncle Clifford, and the ambulance is there taking Ernestine and stuff, and they got to give her oxygen and stuff. And they, of course, Clifford is holding his grandma's hand and stuff, and the EMTs telling Clifford to move out the way, sir. And Little Murder said, ma'am. I said, I know that's right, Little Murder. Shoot. But you could tell, like, I don't know what would happen to Uncle Clifford if something happened to Ernestine. I don't think nothing good. We all gonna be fucked up if something happened to Ernestine, because that's all of our grandmothers. I mean, I don't have either one of my grandmothers anymore, so that's so sad. But I said, well, damn, what happened? We flipped back over to Terica and Mercedes. I said, well, shit, how many fucking months this little girl is? Because she got a belly. Like, the more every time we look at her shit, we see her belly getting bigger and bigger. And then she asking, like, what you gonna do? And she keeps saying, like, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, like, what she could say in this position, in this. You just take them, let them get their options, and, I mean, it's her body. But when they're young and stuff, you already know, even though it's their body and their decision on what they're going to do, you still going to wind up having to be the one to help that child, your child, because you don't want to see them struggling out here with a baby. So even though no matter how much they so gun-ho of what they going to do, work 1,200 jobs and all this, that, and the other, it's like, it's not as easy as you think. You still got to go to school. You're going to have to study. How you going to work all night and try to make enough money? Somebody going to have to still help you with this baby. Even if the child's father is going to school and he working a little part-time job. Y'all ain't going to be making enough for anybody to be moving in their own place. Y'all still going to have to stay with somebody. So, this is a tough decision. But I just wonder, like, if anybody going to talk to Shell about the whole thing, because shit, I feel like she gonna blame Mercedes for it anyway. Especially Patrice, she probably gonna blame Mercedes no matter what. And Mercedes and Terica have a heart-to-heart, and I think that's what was needed and stuff. Then they sit on the bed, and she asks her what color she want to paint her room, and she said green. And she was like, how you know? She told her, because I'm your mama. So there we go. Then we flip over to Uncle Clifford, and he in the shower, and he crying. I was like, I remember those days my daddy passed away, in the bathroom just crying to yourself in there, in the shower just screaming. But and then he get out, and you can see you can hear the thong song by Cisco, and Little Murder in the room dressed up and Uncle Clifford favorites. And he was like, boy, get that stuff off. What are you doing? And then they start playing around, dancing and stuff. And he trying to vogue. I think that's what he was trying to do. He talking about some Machiavelli. I was like, is that the Machiavelli? It looked like he was voguing to me. And then they laugh and stuff, and you could tell Uncle Clifford is emotional still about his grandma. Then they on the bed together, and they just started kissing, y'all. And I said, then you got Kendrick Lamar's song "Love" coming on with Zachary, and I said, Lord. And I think Uncle Clifford is finally Little Murder, because we always seen Little Murder being on top, and this time I think Little Murder is gonna be the one that is gonna be on bottom. It's gonna allow Uncle Clifford to penetrate him. So they grab her the condom and stuff, and they get to kissing some more, and then you can see Uncle Clifford getting ready to ease it into Little Murder while he laying down. He put some lube down there, y'all. I said, it's gonna be so many dudes that's probably gonna be like, oh hell no, I ain't watching this shit no more. But I mean, I feel like it's always, I mean, I don't know, it was a little uncomfortable. I'll say that, because I love these two together, and I feel like it's still a beautiful thing because he was being gentle with him, and Lil Murder was, taking it. Shit, he was taking it all in, and hey, it is what it is. I just love them two together. I'm glad hopefully they work it out to some point. I don't know, y'all. What y'all thought about this scene? Because I thought it was beautiful. Okay, so then we see Mercedes and Terica outside the hotel packing up the car, and she asked Mercedes again, what should I do? And she said, this is up to you. The decision is yours. And she shoot her the keys to the car, and she's like, wherever you decide, I'm gonna be there. And so she said either Chucalissa or Jackson. And we see them driving, and the sign with the arrow pointing to Jackson, and she get off the interstate, and that's the way she go. And Mercedes smile. So then we flip from there. We flip to Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder in bed and stuff. And he asked him, why you let me back in? And he said, because you needed me and I needed you. And then he started to tell him about what happened with Lil Big Teak. And then he said, no. When you ready, only when you ready. So they laying in bed holding each other and stuff. I just love them two together. I swear to God. God. I feel so bad for them. And then from there, we flip on over to Keyshawn, polar ass. And then she, you can see Derek got a damn dough. So, what's her name? Autumn came to the door, and she was trying to say that she brought something for Regal, the baby. And she was like, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to drop by and drop it off. And he had the door like she couldn't talk to nobody. I was like, this dude is, oh my God. I can't imagine the age I am now going through this shit with some abusive man. I just can't. I'm not gonna wood and be grateful that I am not going through that. So they go into the room together. She have a bag and stuff, but she also has I'm surprised he didn't go through the damn bag, but she has a cell phone in there and told her, call me if you need me. And they sat there, and they were standing there talking while she was holding the baby, and she was just telling a little story about herself, really, and her going through the same thing, pretty much being abused, but her baby wind up dying because she can swim, her baby couldn't. So she let her know, for your kids' sake, you need to get your ass out of here. You got to do what you can or what you have to do to get out of there. And so, Keyshawn like, what you talking about, Autumn? And she let her know, like, listen, motherfucker, I'm talking about my baby and myself. So, what y'all think? Y'all think Keyshawn gonna finally leave? For a minute, I was worried that she must have moved that gun from out of the seat, because that's why I thought she, something was gonna come back. Like the kids or whatever was going to find that gun in the sofa cushion, or he was going to see it and wind up asking her or beating her up, like, why is this out here? And where you get it from and what is it for and stuff. But they didn't show us that no more, so we don't know. Because when the last episode, that's what she did. She was getting it out of where she hid it originally, and then he was going to walk through the door. She was going to shoot him, but then she chickened out and pushed it into the sofa seat. So I'm just wondering, are we going to go back on that, or are we just going to, forget that and just assume that she put the gun up somewhere? But that was the end of the episode, y'all. So what y'all thought about this episode? Yeah, PValley. I can watch this all year round, y'all. But anyways, I'm going to get on off of here, and it's about 5 o'clock almost, and find me some dinner to eat. So, all right. Bye.